Restraining orders are oftentimes filed on enraged suspects to not come within 100 yards of the victim who filed the order. But just how effective are these types of orders? After visiting Clemson University, I got the chance to hear from faculty and students on how they view restraining orders. Restraining orders have been thought to keep victims safe for about 85% of the time. But there are problems such as the victim failing to report an incident on a suspect who already has an order put on them, and cops failing to report an incident because the victim has already fled the scene. People like Clemson student Jacob Williams believe it lies in the ideology of the pursuer.
Depending on the individual, restraining orders can be effective. It just depends if they're a good rule follower or not. If you have someone determined enough to get to that person, say if they feel like they're in such harm that they moved out of state, well, that individual that the restraining order is placed against still may drive to the other state to get to that person. Like your first time offense, if you break the restraining order, should be a severe consequence. That way you won't break it again. It shouldn't be like a 3-strike system where the last, your third strike's the worst. So I mean, just depending on how determined the person is to be with that person, or to break the restraining order, then I guess it determines how effective they are.
So some believe that the suspect wants to give a reason as to why you filed the restraining order against them. This comes from the concept of when we engage, we enrage. So I went to Dr. King at Clemson University to find out his point of view.
Personal opinion, though, that they are at best minimally effective. We should do away with them. I think if a person with a restraining order against him or her violates it, the consequences ought to be great the first time they violate it. Few personal experiences with this is that they did not work.
Statistics still show that restraining orders do work 85% of the time, but there's still that 15% where they do not work. This is Austin Orr from Clemson News Now.